Ladies and gentlemen of hashtag Nation, it looks what we have here. It looks like we have a very interesting development going on with the Buffalo Bills. As you may have found out, that the Buffalo Bills have traded quite a bit actually to move up, or not to move up, to move to pick up Stefon Diggs, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Andrew Evans, Apex, King Cam, Jeremiah White. What's up? I mean, it's definitely a big breaking news that happened. Can you dig it, sucker? That's pretty funny. I was actually, on my way to go to sleep tonight for the night, and obviously, Bills Mafia, man, way too much compensation, in my opinion. Only time will tell if this was a good move. Now, right out of the gate, what I want to say is that I kind of want to put everyone at ease right now. They had an extra fifth round pick. They had an extra sixth round pick. The first round pick is what everyone I think is kind of really going off on right now. I mean, they give a first round pick for Stefon Diggs, but you have to realize what is entangled with that from the business side of the NFL and the business side of what's going on. They're not picking up a guy who's on his last year of his deal or even 2 more years left on his deal. Stefon Diggs has 4 years left on his deal right now as they trade for him. Now, the other thing that came to mind when we were talking about this, and I'll get to the chat in 1 second, it seems that you start to see what the Buffalo Bills felt about the incoming class of wide receivers that were going to be drafted this year. So if you want to talk about were they going to pick up a wide receiver at 22 versus getting Stefon Diggs at 22, I mean, tell you the truth, I think Stefon Diggs has something over all those guys, So, yeah, Elliot Eisler, there's no rest for hashtag Nation. Brendan Zielinski, we literally traded Wyatt Teller in our first for Diggs. Yeah, Noisy Boy, Elliot, all you guys are up in here, and it's pretty fun. But I just want to go over the logistics of it. I don't want to spend too much time tonight because I am excited. I know you're excited. I kind of want to get through some of this stuff. So I do apologize for the lighting in here and everything. I didn't have a chance to get everything set up. But just as far as from a contract standpoint for Stefon Diggs, he's going to be getting in 2020. He's going to be 27 years old. He has 4 more years left on his deal, and the Buffalo Bills are going to be accounting for $10 million, $10.9 million, 11.4, 11.4 in 2022, and 11.4 once again in 2023. Now, he has a per-game roster bonus that is built in. I understand that. But all of the bonus money that he had is taken care of by Minnesota. That's how that works. So I'm sure there's going to be some kind of restructuring going on so he can get some guaranteed money in here. If you think about the Antonio Brown situation last year when he re-signed after he was traded, he wanted to renegotiate a deal. I'm sure Stefon Diggs will want to renegotiate a deal. But as far as right now, at the moment, Stefon Diggs is 26 years old. He's a productive wide receiver in the NFL. The Buffalo Bills have him until he is 30 years old. If they want, that's how long his contract goes. So, like I said, he'll be on the hook for 10.9, 11.4 for the rest of the duration. That's his base salary going into the rest of the years that he has, as far as that goes. But now, here's the other thing you have to realize, and kind of a little bit of a twist, and you guys may want to follow me on this. The salary cap just went up. The salary cap just went up around $11 million as far as what it was before. I know my numbers could be skewed a little bit, but the salary cap just went up $11 million, and now you're paying $10 million for Stefon Diggs this year, 10.9. So essentially what you did is you really didn't – he doesn't cost you anything this year. If you want to think about it in that respect, I know it's kind of like a simplistic way to think about it, but if you just want to think about it in that respect, they're not paying anything for Stefon Diggs in 2020. So they got him for free. After that, the way that his contract is structured, unless they renegotiate it for dead money purposes and whatnot, you can cut him and still be ahead of on this. Okay, that's the one thing that I wanted to get off. That's one thing that I wanted to do right away. And let me get back to the chat now because I know you guys have been hammering this chat up. Gauri's, what's up, man? Good to see you. Chaz Crutcher says, I'd rather have Diggs than any rookie in the first. Well, the rookie wide receivers, they do take time to develop. And that's some of the things that has been going on in the NFL for some years now, is that the rookie wide receivers, they take time to develop. Now, I'm telling you right now, if you ask me, do I want Diggs at 22 or one of these rookies coming out, I'm going to tell you I want Diggs. I mean, he's not the wide receiver that a lot of people want, like the 6'3", 6'4" guy and everything. But if you want to think about it in this respect, the fact that you have Diggs, Brown, Beasley, sprinkling McKenzie, and you got Knox, and you got Singletary coming, in the backfield, you have a very formidable, potent offense that is going to be has to be reckoned with now in the NFL. And the Buffalo Bills, I don't think Bean would have made this deal unless he feels that Stefon Diggs wasn't the guy to make a significant impact on this offense for Brian Daboll and Josh Allen. So, Elliot Eisler, Bean is a slick mofo. We trust the process. I think what a lot of things that we have to do is we need to. This doesn't take anything off the table for me as far as Brandon Bean and the trust that I have in Brandon Bean. I really think that he only made this deal because of the trade-off that it's going to be. I mean, I cannot understate enough the fact that you don't have a guy just for 1 year or 2 years. I mean, he still has he's 26 years old and has 4 years left on his deal, which is pretty amazing. I mean, when you think about it. Let me see if I can get to the chat here. I just want to go to a couple. Amari Cooper 5-year deal for $100 million. Major comes in. I'm not surprised at that. I'm not surprised that Amari Cooper at 26 as well is going to be, they garnered a $100 million deal. Once again, we're still in the tampering period right now. So a lot of these things could change come Wednesday when the official free agency period comes. And I just want to remind you guys, everyone at Hashtag Nation, Paul will be joining me on Thursday at 10 p.m. We're going to do a live feed. This kind of was an impromptu thing because the Buffalo Bills traded for Stefon Diggs, reported right now. I just want to get this out there. But we are going to be going live on Thursday. We're going to be talking about the free agent moves that from here on out. And we're going to also discuss the CBA, because I know a lot of questions have been coming out with CBA. Paul and I have been taking a look at it. We want to definitely hit you up with those things as well. Stephen Corliss, we traded John McCargo, AJ Tarpley, Sean Nelson, and Ed Wayne for true wide receiver 1. That's pretty funny. So what they gave up, what the Buffalo Bills are giving up, they're giving up a first round, a fourth in 2021. They're giving up a fifth and a sixth. The Buffalo Bills, obviously, but it's weird though, because the Buffalo Bills recently, with Shaq Lawson signing in Miami, I guess they got a conditional fourth round pick in 2021. So if you want to think about it in this respect, they had an extra fifth round pick. They had two extra sixth round picks this year. We know from the Wyatt Teller trade and whatnot. And they gave up a 2021 fourth, but they got a 2021 fourth with the trading of Shaq Lawson. So if you want to look at it in just simplistic terms and what they gave up and some of the things, they ended up getting a seventh round pick from Minnesota, but they gave up extra picks that they had. This wasn't like they were giving up picks that they had. They're in 2021. They're going to have a third round pick and a fifth round pick. No, they get an extra compensatory pick from Shaq Lawson. That's going to be their fourth round pick now. They had extra fifth and sixth round this year. So what they're essentially giving up is a first round pick for the 22nd overall pick for Stefon Diggs. Now, what does that mean? That means two things. Number one, that the Buffalo Bills really didn't think that the wide receivers, either they wouldn't fall to them at 22, or they didn't have enough ammunition to go up and get one of the rookie wide receivers. So essentially, what they were doing is they were trading to get their wide receiver to fill in their offense this year. That is the one thing that they that's the one thing that they were able to do, and it doesn't seem like they were really high on a lot of wide receivers that were coming out this year as well. So yes, and a lot of people are coming in the chat. Yes, the Diggs is only 6 feet tall, and I understand that. And I'm actually surprised to hear that, because he seems like the guy plays a lot taller than he is. You're in the Earnhardt-Perkins system here in Buffalo that Brian Daboll is trying to run, predicated on a lot of route concepts, a lot of things that get guys open in space that you don't really require a lot of height. You know what I mean? So just think of the system that was run in New England for a number of years. This is the system that they're running. So Daniel Carson comes in and says high contested catch percentage over the last 4 years. So it's great to see some of the things that are going on. I trust Bean in this process of what he's doing in acquiring Stefon Diggs purely, really, essentially for the first round pick. So the first round pick goes to Minnesota, and the Buffalo Bills receive Stefon Diggs in compensation for that. So, and then they also have him under contract over the next 4 years. Remember, the way that it works, because he was traded to Buffalo, they could cut him at any point with no cap hit. They can cut him at any point, unless they renegotiate him, which I'm sure they will. They can cut him without any cap hit for the foreseeable future. His cap hit is 10.9 and 11.4 the 3 years after that. If the salary cap happens to go up, the way that it's been going up, and the revenue everything has been, the way it's been going up is essentially you're not paying anything more than you were for Stefon Diggs. I know it's a very, like I said, a simplistic way to look at it, but prime years, yeah. This should raise Allen's confidence. I think Allen just tweeted out, he said, "You dig," earlier. So a lot of people in Buffalo, how long is his contract? Steve Hampton, it's 4 more years. He's got 4 more years. So we have, the Buffalo Bills have Stefon Diggs for the foreseeable future for the next 4 years. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens. A 5th and 6th and a 4th in 2021 wasn't going to move the Bills up much from 22. Daniel Gary is an excellent point. Wonder if we get Thielen for less. I think that Minnesota kind of made their point with Thielen on how that goes. So now, Bills fans, you can get excited. It was a long day. You had to wait hours and hours and hours for something exciting to happen. We saw the Dolphins make a bunch of moves. We saw the Patriots, tag and sign a few guys. So, Big JH, what's up, man? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens for the rest of the free agent period. The Bills do not have a first-round pick now, so the first day of the draft is going to be a little bit boring. That's fine, unless the Bills happen to pull off another thing with trading a first-round pick in 2021. At this point, I don't know what Bean's going to do. But as of right now, we're all flying high. We're all doing really well. We got Stefon Diggs in the fold. So you got Stefon Diggs, Cole Beasley, John Brown, Dawson Knox, and you have Singletary in the backfield. Andrew Penner, thank you for the donation, man. What are they paying him? 10.9 for 2020, and then 11.4 for the next 3 years. So, like I said, you got Stefon Diggs over the next 4 years. A.J. Klein signed as well. I know that kind of got buried in the Stefon Diggs talk, but Buffalo Bills ended up at the end of today, during the tampering period, they ended up with a Sam linebacker who was coached by Sean McDermott down in Carolina. And now you have another wide receiver threat to add to Josh Allen in the offense. So, guys, we're gonna be hitting you guys up with a live feed on Thursday at 10 p.m. Be sure to be there. Paul and I will be doing a live feed covering all of the free agent first day moves as well as the CBA. So, for the time being, Stefon Diggs is the Buffalo Bill, man. Enjoy it, #Nation. Paul and I are gonna enjoy it. We're gonna have some episodes coming out for you next week, as well as the live stream on Thursday. So enjoy tonight. Stefon Diggs is a Buffalo Bill, and I'll see you guys later.